welcome back. Sporty, scary, baby, ginger, posh, 5 spices that shaped the 90s, empowering a generation of women and terrifying a generation of men.
Rubbish. Well, do you know, it's been 11 years since we first met the Spices, and 7 since they split. And today, although each is making waves in their own way, only one is still turning out the hits.
She's on a 4th solo album and with 11 UK #1s. Now, this is, I didn't know whether you knew this, the 3rd most successful British songwriter ever, Melanie C. Did you know this, that because you've co-written 9 songs with the Spice Girls and 2 solo, then that puts you second only to Lennon and McCartney?
I know.
I mean, that's fantastic.
It's quite spectacular, isn't it? But, you know, you have to remember that the Spice Girls was such a one-off. And, as you say, 9 of those were with the girls, so of course I have them to thank for that, really.
And did you all co-write everything? Did you all get the same credit on each?
Absolutely. We all used to get together, and it was really good fun, actually, because there's so many ideas used to fly around, and that's how our sound came about, really.
It was fantastic. But it's also that thing that at the time, everything you touched turned to gold.
Yeah.
It must have been a bubble that you thought... Did you ever think, oh, this is going to stop in a minute? Or did you get taken off by it? Because you're also young as well.
I think that's the thing as well, you know, when you are very young, you don't really think that much about the future, do you? And we were just... It was such a roller coaster at the time. It was all happening so quickly that, you know, I don't think we really did consider the future that much.
Well, it's interesting because, I mean, you a little bit like Take That, really, who were so into it, so focused, so full on, that didn't really get a chance at that time, initially, first time round, to stick their heads up and go, do you know, this is fantastic. And you guys, you had your heads down, touring the world, not a second to breathe, all sorts of incredible pressures and pushing and pulling. So that's why I think maybe people are saying, you know, would you ever get back together again? Because there is this sort of, take that back into it and suddenly thinking, do you know,
I'm enjoying it now.
This.
But you know what, I think it's fantastic what's happened for Take That, and I think it's thoroughly deserved. And I think any other bands that look at them and think, oh, we could do that, that's very dangerous, because I think it's quite unique to have that level of success a second time. Do you know what I mean? They're really lucky. But, oh, the Spice Girls, Chestnut, it's so difficult because, you know, it's something I've always said, because I've been asked most days for the last 7 years.
Well, it's not such a bad thing, because people say to me, where's Gordon the Gopher? So, you know, yours is better. Yours is better, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just something that I've always said, I don't really want to go back. You know, I love the Spice Girls. I'm so proud that I was a part of it, and it was magical, and it was a magical time, and I don't know whether it can be recreated. So I'd be very, very nervous to do something together again.
So the answer is veering on the no. Sort of 60-40 no.
Yeah, I think that's quite good.
Is that good?
But it's so hard, because also, you know, if the other 4 girls said, we're going to do it, you up for it, and they were going to go ahead and do it, I'd hate to be the person that stopped it being the complete set.
Well, also, you see, now you're older, you have much more experience of what's going on, more control over what you're doing. And the 5 of you would come at it with completely different brains and say, right, it's our gig, our control. If we ever did it, we would only do X, Y, Z, finish.
But then again, you see, this is my dilemma. I am having such an amazing time as a solo artist. You know, I have a lot of success in Europe, and hopefully a lot more here very soon. And I don't know if I want to change my life. You know, I really like the way it's going.
You've got your own record label now. Was it Red Girl Records? Red Girl Records.
Yeah.
Because?
Of Liverpool Football Club.
Naturally.
Who are going to win the Champions League this year.
Of course. So Red Girl Records, which is your own self-funded company. I mean, you're a wealthy woman, so you can do what you want to do. And this is your 4th solo album out now, isn't it? This Time, it's called. Is that out right now? Yeah, it's out right now. Yeah. And my new single, Carolyna, is from that. I released a song called I Want Candy, which was for a movie that was a month or 2 ago. And that really was a bit of fun. It didn't really represent the album properly, but this song is a lot more, you know, what the album's like.
Is this the second one where the theme has been homelessness? Second song that you've written?
Actually. On my first album, Northern Star, I wrote a song called If That Were Me. and that was inspired by homelessness. And it's something that, even as a child, it's always really bothered me. And it's been great, you know, when you get into a position, you know, when you are a celebrity and you can do things for certain causes. It's one, you know, it's a charity that I do try to help. I, you know, work with Shelter and a great arts and homeless charity called Can Do. So, yeah, it's something that, you know, I found that's inspired me.
And can you say you can use your celebrity for positive things like that, but also can you now go under the radar a bit? Because as a Spice Girl, you're surrounded with security and people and razzmatazz. And then you have to learn how to get used to not having that and going back to being normal.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I've found as well, because, you know, for however many years we were together, and it was only a few years really, but life changed so dramatically. We were away from home, we missed our friends and our family, and now, really simple things I love. You know, I love, like, because I've got a place in Wales with my boyfriend, and we go down there and we'll go for walks and we go to the pub, and, you know, I just like, even just staying at home and watching the telly, you just appreciate those things so much more when you've not had them for a little while.
Well, also, I mean, internally, externally, you're a healthier person, aren't you, now, than
100%
at the end of all that?
Yeah.
Because it got to the stage where you were definitely a role model, but a role model who actually, in yourself, not 100% right.
Yeah, it's really, really tough, and, you know, I have looked back on that time, and sometimes I feel quite guilty because, you know, I was underweight throughout the Spice Girls, and you know, the image that I was, you know, portraying was an unhealthy image, and I know I had young fans that used to look up to us. So that's why I've always been very open and honest, and tried to talk about, you know, my problems, and just tried to avoid anybody falling into the traps that I did.
Because there was the eating disorders and all those things. Because the pressure's there, and when you look at the new young people coming through...
I think it's harder now. It's harder now than then, because this celebrity has just gone bananas, hasn't it? In the last 10 years, it's gone crazy. All the magazines and the pictures and the whole size zero thing, and it's just...
And it's not all it's cracked up to be.
It's out of control. It's a miserable existence. Trying to be skinny and not eating properly, you have no social life, and that, you know, the health risks. It's really not worth it.
Well, we're absolutely thrilled you came in today, and thank you very much. Would you wander over there now and join the band?
Yeah, well,
because
thank you very much.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She's a lovely lady. She's lovely Spice, isn't she?
Lovely Spice.
Lovely Spice.